Two legends, two sets of statistics, two approaches that transformed Indian cricket. Fire and ice, that's how we related to them instantly. Obviously, because of the narratives put forward related to their personalities. Cricket has always had its thinkers and its fighters, its silent strategists and its warrior kings, but never has the contrast been so stark, so perfect, so fascinating. One brought India the World Cup after 28 years with calculated precision.
India lift the World Cup after 28 years.
The other pulled off a miracle against Pakistan when all seemed lost through brilliant shot making. In one corner stands the boy from small-town Ranchi who made decisions from the gut but showed nothing on his face. And on the other hand, we have a Delhi boy whose face shows everything. Yet whose decisions are calculated with incredible precision. Two paths to greatness, two completely different approaches, but the same incredible results. Which one is more powerful? Which one wins in the end? Well, the real story isn't about concluding who's the best. If you analyze deeply, it's the yin and yang of cricket. Many of you might know the concept of yin and yang. For those who don't, yin and yang are two opposing forces that complement and balance each other. One can't exist without the other. To truly understand how these contrasting personalities came to define Indian cricket, we need to return to their roots, to the defining moments that shaped not just their careers, but their very approaches to the game. Let's travel back to where it all began. December 18, 2006, the day that would define Virat Kohli's character forever. The Kutla ground in Delhi is drenched from overnight rain. Delhi is struggling against Karnataka in the Ranji Trophy. In the Delhi dressing room, 18-year-old Virat Kohli receives the news that his father has passed away overnight.
We were playing one of these 4-day games, which used to happen at the first class level, and I was supposed to resume batting the next day. And this happened around 2:30 or 3 in the morning. And we all woke up and we had no idea what to do. And he was gone by the time we woke up. And I literally saw him take his last breath in front of me. And then I called my coach in the morning and I asked him, or I told him what had happened. And then he asked me, what do you want to do? I said, I want to go and play. So he said, are you sure? And I was like,
because you had a game that day.
Yeah, and for me, leaving a cricket match was something which was not acceptable, regardless of what happened in life.
His teammates expect him to leave, but he stays. Not only stays, he bats. Scores 90 crucial runs to save his team from follow-on. No outbursts, no visible emotion, just pure determination. In one of the interviews, his childhood coach, Rajkumar Sharma, revealed, when I called him, he said he was playing a Ranji game and that his team was in a tough spot. If he didn't show up the next day, Delhi might follow on. I asked him what he wanted to do and he said he wanted to bat. Where was the fire then? Where was the aggression? Five years earlier, at Kharagpur railway station, a young man with long flowing hair sits behind a ticket counter, watching cricket matches on a small TV when passengers aren't around. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, already known for his powerful hitting in state cricket, is working as a travelling ticket examiner. But even then, his colleagues noticed something unique about him. He was calm and unshaken by the challenges. He never complained about his situation, recalls a fellow railway employee. After 12-hour shifts, he would practice cricket at night, sleep for only a few hours, and show up for work again the next morning. No complaints, no frustration, just unwavering belief.
I think Dhoni is the biggest legend Indian cricket's ever had.
Two origin stories, two approaches to adversity. The blueprint for shaping these two contrasting leadership philosophies was being written long before either held the India cap. Now let's teleport ourselves to their formative years.
Even if we lose, I want us to go for the win.
Didn't appear to stress him at all.
These words from Kohli to his team during his first test as captain sent shockwaves through Indian cricket. For decades, drawing an away test was considered a good result. Kohli wasn't interested.
Is he really going to chase this total? This is unheard of from an Indian team in Australia.
Though India ultimately lost that match, something shifted that day. Former Australian captain Michael Clarke later admitted,
And Virat is a wonderful player, there's no doubt about that. He's aggressive, he wants to win, he doesn't take a backward step, and you know that's exactly how we got brought up to play as Australian cricketers, and that's why I believe Virat has Australian in him.
T20 World Cup Final 2007. MS Dhoni, newly appointed T20 captain, has a critical decision to make in the inaugural T20 World Cup Final against Pakistan, who bowls the final over with just 13 runs to defend. The logical choice is the experienced Harbhajan Singh. Instead, Dhoni hands the ball to Joginder Sharma, a relatively unknown medium pacer playing only his fourth international match. Misbah-ul Haq scoop shot finds Sreesanth. At short fine leg, India wins by 5 runs, and a 26-year-old Dhoni becomes a national hero overnight.
Jeff Lawson can't believe it. The Pakistan players stunned. And India would believe they've got out of a corner.
The most incredible thing was after the win. While we were all jumping and screaming, I looked for Mahi, and he was calmly collecting a stump as a souvenir, like we'd just won a practice match. That's when I realized this guy was different.
Two captains, two pressure situations, two completely different approaches, both ending in transforming Indian cricket forever. To understand these two legends, beyond their game and routine, we need to get inside their heads. For Kohli, excellence is an active pursuit, something to be chased relentlessly. His former strength coach reveals, there was this one time in Australia when Virat was scheduled for a 30-minute gym session. He ended up staying for 2 hours because he felt his technique on the pull shot needed work. This was after scoring a century in the match. This relentless drive extends to his diet, his recovery, his analysis of opponents. No stone left unturned, no detail too small. Dhoni's mind works in almost the opposite way.
Here we go, last ball to the outside, turning to it, can we run out? Is he run out? Or is he in? We'll go upstairs, some good work from Dhoni, he thinks he's got him. He's got him, that's it.
For him, excellence is about removal, stripping away distractions, eliminating emotional extremes, reducing cricket to its simplest form. His former teammate Suresh Raina once shared, during tense run chases, Mahi Bhai would break down the chase into small targets. Let's just get 6 runs from this over, never looking at the required run rate for the whole innings. By simplifying, he removed the pressure. If you look from a hindsight, fire needs fuel to burn brighter. Ice needs stillness to remain frozen. Again, two mental approaches, one additive, one subtractive, both leading to the pinnacle of the sport.
Unbelievable.
Come here. Let's have some fun. Please come here.
All right. So up until here, we've seen the making of the legends and their mindset. But now, let's step beyond the cricket field and take a closer look at them off the pitch. Most of the teammates describe Kohli as surprisingly light-hearted off the field. The man who breathes fire on the pitch is also the first to crack jokes in the dressing room, the first to dance at team celebrations. His wife, Anushka Sharma, once shared in an interview.
I think a lot of times for him, when he attains that kind of success, when you win whatever, in cricket it's like a century that you score, it's him overcoming his mind more than anything else. It's not like कि मैंने क्या भयंकर 15 shots खेले. It's about मैंने अपनी mind को, अपने fears को overcome किया and I did this. So that is the victory, you know.
Dhoni's off-field persona is equally revealing. The captain who led India's most technologically advanced cricket team has a passion for vintage motorcycles.
My sister and my mother and now my wife has also joined in, and they're like, you know, why are you collecting all this scrap? They don't even call it antiques or investment, they just call it scrap. So I'm like, you know, the bikes don't complain.
Every sporting career eventually ends. The roars of the crowd fade. The spotlight moves to new heroes. What remains is the legacy. For Kohli, that legacy is already taking shape. A generation of young Indian cricketers now approach fitness with unprecedented seriousness. The traditional image of an Indian cricketer has been forever altered. More importantly, Kohli has changed what Indian teams believe is possible. Former Pakistan captain Wasim Akram noted, "The biggest change I've seen is in the body language of Indian teams under Kohli. They don't hope to win overseas. They expect to win." Dhoni's legacy is more subtle but equally profound. He democratized Indian cricket, bringing small-town dreams to the big stage. But perhaps his greatest contribution was psychological. Sports psychologist Dr. Sri Advani observes, Dhoni introduced a new emotional intelligence to Indian cricket. His ability to separate process from outcome, to remain detached yet fully committed, revolutionized how pressure is handled in Indian sport. So who wins in the battle between Kohli's aggression and Dhoni's temperament? Look closer at Dhoni's calmest moments, and you'll find precision-targeted aggression beneath the surface. The calculated risks, the lightning-quick decisions, the helicopter shot that comes out of nowhere. And when Kohli is at his most passionate, there's a surprising stillness at his core, the perfect balance in his shots, the clarity of thought amidst chaos, the ice-cold calculation behind those fiery eyes. This isn't a battle of opposing styles. Like we said it before as well, it's cricket's perfect yin and yang. Like the ancient symbol of yin and yang, where within the darkest black lies a spot of white, and within the brightest white resides a spot of black. These two champions show us that greatness isn't found in extremes, but in balance. Dhoni taught us that strength can be quiet. Kohli showed us that passion can be precise. In the end, it's this beautiful blend of power and poise, emotion and restraint that has shaped the modern face of cricket. The real lesson from these two legends isn't about choosing between aggression and composure. It's about having the courage to be authentically yourself. Fire and ice, expression and restraint, passion and poise. In the dance between these opposites, we find not just cricket's perfect balance, but the full spectrum of human potential.